This is the unfortunate story of Sheerio, aka Ed Sheeran, the Arab stallion. He may have a fun story attached to his name, but his story is as far away from fun as possible. He has a story of disappointment and shocking human behaviours, a story that will make you be ashamed to call yourself a human. We rescued Sheerio almost 3 weeks ago, but we only met him 1 week later. This poor boy went straight to the vets to spend his first weeks. His frail body held together practically just by skin, every bone visible under his dull coat. He was weak, slow and scared, seemingly calm, but actually just shut down, showing unusual behaviour for an Arabian stallion. The vets kept him safe and started the slow progress which will be his rehabilitation, keeping us updated on all the unwanted surprises. As with all of our rescues, we never know exactly their history, but due to it being a small island with a small horse scene, it's usually pretty easy to patch together some of their history. What we know until now is that he was used for breeding. He was kept for the majority of his life in a small concrete stable with only a tiny window for a glimmer of daylight. Brought out only for riding, which consisted of forceful galloping along the roads, or for breeding purposes. Never experiencing what it meant to be a horse. Never experiencing running free or grazing. Never even at least experiencing how to be a happy owned horse. He never had a gentle groom, healthy food or correct care. He only experienced the harsh contact of whips, tight girths, metal bits clanking against his untreated teeth or kicks in the side. Over the years, Sheerio had fathered hundreds of foals, serving his purpose to make money, doing what his poor life was destined for, and he never was even worthy of a name. He was worthy only of mating and riding, until his time came, when he was not even worthy of food anymore. His legs were starting to deteriorate, from bad shoes and aggressive riding. This slowly made the depressing decline in his riding career, being ridden through the pain until one day he was no longer considered a fun riding horse. This meant his food allowance declined with his worth. Shocking that he was still regularly shod just to keep him ridden as long as possible until he was really just too weak to go any longer. Alongside this, his offspring declined too, stripping his worth even more. It is so regular for us to hear this sad story, where a life is determined by his ability to perform. Allowance of food determined by value of their owner's idea of fun. Pushed and pushed to the point of breaking without any thought to their feelings or their needs as an animal, not just a hobby. Ignorant owners following the awful, outdated animal welfare laws. Legally, they're doing nothing wrong, so close-mindedly they think they were doing okay for their animals. Animals suffering and joining a huge waiting list of animals waiting to be rescued, leaving us bursting at the seams, heartbroken whilst watching these amazing animals suffer in silence. While we try to help them with volunteers and limited resources, picking up the pieces once again, while the people who cause the suffering don't even give it another thought. If you've been following our channel, you will see that recently Ed Sheeran was coming to Tenerife. We created a fun little campaign to reach the megastar in hope that he would come to help us. Listening to Ed Sheeran constantly in the office, the only obvious name for our new mighty steed was Ed Sheeran, aka Sheerio, the name Ed's fans calls themselves. The amazing group of people who actively tried to get Mr. Ed Sheeran to visit the sanctuary. So this is the fun name behind his story, trying to start his new life of positivity. We don't know if Ed Sheeran will come to meet Sheerio. However, we hope that he will help us care for him. Our first step for Sheerio towards his happy future is to castrate him. So then he can be free to enjoy his life with other horses, experience freedom and friendship. So far his treatment all went very well. He's recovering nicely, and let's be honest, we castrated Ed Sheeran as one way to get the original Ed's attention. So time will tell. Sheerio is starting to gain trust in our humans, starting to appreciate contact with the volunteers. He's starting to recover, starting to gain weight, and he's slowly moving in the right direction. Soon, we will be able to introduce him to the big paddock and let him enjoy his future as a horse as he deserves. Now, we can't change his past, but we are responsible for his future. We will do everything in our power to keep him safe, happy, and healthy. And we will continue to aim for the silver lining. Let's get Ed to meet Ed. And as always, thank you so much for watching our videos. Without people like you, we could not continue to help these animals in need. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and check out our previous videos to see some of the other heartbreaking and heartwarming rescue stories. Together, we can help more.